And we are live. Round 2 of silly season racing season. We're in Australia. We've just started quali. Everyone is in the pits. We've got a couple of drivers leaving. As I said that. Who have we got out on track at the moment? Let's have a look. So we have SWFC Lewis heading around the track at the moment. Let's give a rundown of the drivers first, shall we? So, start from the front, we have Zenex Josh in the Mercedes, Kiwi in the Red Bull, Drauger, he is a new lad, I haven't seen him race or raced with him before, so we'll see what he's like. We've got Parker in the Williams, FWSC Lewis in the McLaren, Ruck in the Ferrari. It's your boy Alfie. Now, I've heard good things about this lad, very quick as far as I'm aware. In the Alfa Romeo, we've got Clay in the Aston, and his teammate tonight is Naismith. We've got Optics in the Alpine, Silo Dark in the Alfa Tauri, Chacal in the Williams, Sheepers in the Red Bull, Extremist in the Ava Alpine, and Joby Rennie in the Alfa Romeo. We've got Sam Newton right at the bottom. He did have a quali ban for this round, so he will not be setting any laps. Who have we got first starting their lap? Let's have a look. We've got Ferrari. He is on an out lap. That's fine. I think we've got Lewis going through sector 1 at the moment, heading down towards turn 3. See what sort of line he takes through these nice winding corners. Nice and clean through there. Oh, we have another joiner in Casey Jennett. Is he spectating or is he going to be racing? Let's go on board with Parker here. Through sector 1. What has happened to Lewis here? Oh no, he spun. Getting out of the way of all the drivers there, that's what we like to see. Ruck just about to start his lap now, and he crosses the line. Easy through turns 1 and 2, and we have the Extremist with the first valid lap set with a 19.2. Joby Rennie a couple of seconds off the pace there, and then Optics puts his car on provisional P1 with an 18.8. We'll see how everyone else gets on in the session. That would be what happened to Lewis. He has no front wing. He'll be coming in to change that, no doubt. A few more drivers starting to set their first laps then, getting their bankers in. And we see Kiwi shoot straight to the top. 5 tenths clear of second place with Naismith. Who have we got here then? Clay just coming towards the end of sector 1. And he goes quickest. We have Ruck just about to finish his lap. Let's see where he can put himself. Up into P6. Got Clay coming towards the end of his lap here. He's definitely one to look out for the rest of quali and in the race. Nice, quick, clean and consistent. That's what we want here. And he places his car provisional P1. Oh, and something's happened to Jake here. He's retired. I wonder what's happened there then. Who have we still got to settle up? Zenix, Josh, Drauger. Ooh. We have Lewis on his outlap. Casey Jennett on his outlap. He has joined as a driver. Silo Dark on his outlap. And we have El Chaco in the pits. I will be joined by another commentator very soon. He's just had to go and do something, so I thought I would start us off. So the top 8 are currently in the pit.
Good evening, Chris.
Hello, mate.
Sorry for my late arrival.
Well, it's all good. We're just getting started.
I'm sorry, kids. What can I tell you? What can I tell you? What have I missed so far?
So we have had one of the quickest drivers on the grid in WRS Jake retire. I didn't quite catch what happened, but I'm sure we'll find out in the Discord very soon.
Oh dear. And
We've got
Sam Newton.
He is serving his quali ban that he picked up at the last race as a result of an incident.
Okay, that's great.
And usual viewing, we see Clay and Kiwi at the top, with Nay half a second behind in P3, provisionally.
And 10 minutes to go in qualifying.
Yep, still a lot going to happen here. We've got a few drivers at the bottom that haven't set a lap yet.
Right, so what I'll do quickly is I'll just have a quick scroll through, see who we've got out on track.
We have Casey setting his first lap. I don't think that's representative though. Casey's recent form has been very up to scratch. He's been getting consistent results and getting faster and faster every week.
Yeah, you do see that actually. It tends to be the way. I see, you know, like myself personally, when you join a league and you do get some consistent racing, it's actually surprising how quickly you improve.
Definitely, yeah.
Especially watching some of these other lads on track with a bit of experience.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And getting out on track with them just makes you better, doesn't it?
Yep. Drivers like Clay the Monkey, when I first ever started Monster League way back when, he was in there as well, already racing. Naismith,
yep.
Yourself, so some of these lads out on track at the moment have quite a bit of experience. So it should make some good racing as well, mate.
I hope
we've got a bit of action out on track, someone trying to get out of the way.
We've got Optics coming through Sector 2 on his second hot lap, I think. He already has a time on the board, so I'd imagine so.
There we go, we've got Optics. And I'll get some details.
Just coming around the final 2 corners.
Yep, we have also Naismith, Sheepers on their outlaps. So what I will do is quickly, I will go and follow.
He does improve, he puts himself P6.
We'll go and follow Naismith round.
Got the Extremist about to finish his second hot lap as well. He improves by 9/10.
Yeah, I would imagine come the end of qualifying, we will definitely see those sort of top 5 tighten up a little bit, I would imagine. Close the gap.
I think so.
Certainly, yeah, I could almost guarantee the likes of Kiwi will go quicker as we watch.
Yep. We'll start to see Track Evo come into play and the grid start to iron itself out.
Yeah, we'll see what Naismith can do here now as he crosses the line to start his lap. if I'm not mistaken. And who have we got? Xenix Josh, not set a lap yet.
Naismith going off at turn 1. I think he has aborted his lap.
He's aborted his lap. So we've also got Parker and Claire the Monkey all coming out to see if they can improve.
Now we still have 3 drivers at the bottom of the grid that haven't set laps yet. I've seen Xenix Josh out on track for quite a while, but no representative time on the board.
Okay. So, maybe these are just confident lads, saving tyres. Maybe come out, do 1 lap. Braver than me.
We'll just stay on board with him coming around these final few corners.
Yeah,
Xenix Josh in the Mercedes.
I'd like to see just how he deals with the last... Oh, they've just got to say to you that I would just wanted to see how he deals with the last few corners, because this is probably the most difficult part of the track, in it, those last 3 corners.
Traction is so inconsistent out those final few corners.
Yeah, and especially like come the end of your lap, your hot lap of qualifying, your tyres are screaming by that point, as hot as they're gonna get.
That's it.
Danny's already asking, has Nay not spun yet? Thanks, Danny. It's constructive criticism, that.
And as we expected, Kiwi has gone faster, improving by 4 tenths on his previous lap.
Yeah, we've got to say we fully expected that. Put a bit of telemetry on. Well, hopefully people can have a quick look at the brake and accelerator inputs, you know, because it does sometimes help if you're a driver, if you can sit there and watch, you know, the brake inputs and the throttle inputs from other drivers.
Yeah, yeah.
Certainly come, like we were just talking about, the end of the lap, it definitely tests your ability to apply the throttle ever so gently in them final corners.
And whilst we were away with another driver, Clay has reclaimed provisional P1.
And it's very close as well between P1 and P2.
It is.
Very, very close.
And I'm expecting It's Your Boy Alfie to be right up with them come end of quali.
In the pits we have Lewis on an outlap as well. RNG Rook. Probably, by the time they've done their outlap and finished the lap, that's going to be their final attempt. And we do have...
Berg's coming to the end of his lap there and puts himself in P5.
And I do apologise for my navigation skills at the moment. Obviously my first time, so I'm trying to get to grips with this, watch what everybody's doing. Well, I'll talk to you. And search through all of this. And apparently us men aren't built for multitasking.
No, we're definitely not.
So
I like doing one thing and fucking that one thing up.
Yes, I'm doing a good job. I just thought stay with Lewis on his outlap. We'll see again if he... Whereabouts is he? As he moves out of the way of the Haas. And this is the section I'm talking about right here. This corner here, or the end of your hot lap. These 2 corners are so difficult.
Yeah, definitely.
In the race as well, you know, you've obviously qualifying is obviously very important towards your race, but I think once we get in, you know, the pit window opens, you start getting to the end of your tyre life.
Yeah.
Could see some mistakes creeping in from certain drivers. That's when it gets difficult in sector 3.
And I am being informed we have dry weather for the race as well.
Just as you say that, Lewis, big snap of oversteer, has to abandon his lap. And do we think we have Naismith again? He's on his outlap after unfortunately having to abandon. I think what was his second attempt? As the drivers, I would imagine, all be preparing the final runs now, Chris.
Yep, I think so. We've got Drauger on a hot lap, just going through sector 1 now, coming up to turn 3.
Who was that, sorry?
Drauger, down in P16 at the moment. Ooh, and he's invalidated at turn 4.
In the Aston Martin, just as I found him.
So we've got Clay and Kiwi on their outlap, battling for that top spot.
Yeah, we'll go and find either Kiwi. Here he is. We've got Naismith, just... Very well. Turn 1's also another spot I find on here that's a love and hate relationship I have with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep, it can make or break your race. So easy to make a mistake and just clip the curb on the inside, introduces oversteer, or you can understeer wide easily.
Yep.
So I'll stay with Kiwi in a Red Bull and see if he can push for pole.
Clay has invalidated, so I'd imagine he'll be saving his ERS and going round again.
Going round again, so this is a Kiwi, probably won't get another attempt after this. So this is the one.
And we have a McLaren in the wall. Lewis spinning at turn 3.
Yep, retired from the session. As Kiwi starts his lap. DRS wide open. Lovely line through turn 1. Doesn't go quite right out onto the curves. Doesn't use all the track. I think he's probably got track limits at the forefront of his mind, judging by how he's starting his lap.
Who else have we got? We've got Nay just starting his last lap as well.
Yep, Lewis confirming that oversteer is horrible, so it sounds like some of the drivers are having problems with grip.
Yep. We see a lot of the grid now out on their final laps.
Yep, I'll just stay with Kiwi, see what he can do quickly before he gets to the line, and then we'll have a search through the grid and see how everyone's going.
And Clay is not going to be going around again. He is in the pit.
He is so...
It looks like he lost an end plate.
So, it's all in this final 3 corners for Kiwi. Can he take pole? Does well on the final corner.
Ooh, and he's got it.
Oh, it's an absolutely storming lap.
Who have we got now coming down the final bit? We've got a Mercedes of Zenex Josh crossing the line. He puts himself P9. We've got an Alpine coming along of Extremist.
With his teammate hot on his tails. 118, 106, so it's...
Oh, and Optics puts himself up into P3. Great lap.
Very, very close.
Silo Dark crossing the line. Oh, and he takes P2.
P2 there.
300ths off of Kiwi.
Another absolutely superb lap. Standard is high.
And we have everyone finished.
Checkered flags.
That's all she wrote for quali.
And that's it. Is there anybody just finishing the laps? No. There we go. We have our grid lineup. And let's be honest, it's not a shocker.
I was expecting it.
I was
unlucky for Clay having to pit on his last lap there.
Yeah, very unlucky, but Sailor Dark, absolutely wonderful lap, sneaking into the end there. Very, very close. All push Kiwi close for pole.
Very close.
Yep. And then we have 4 Brits, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th. Should be interesting, as the drivers' minds will now go from qualifying to strategy.
We have two very quick guys.
I was just going to ask, what's your guess? What's your best strategy for round here? Medium hards?
I would say start off on the hards, save the mediums for when you've got less fuel and the track's developed a bit.
And you know, a safety car, there's got to be a huge chance of a safety car here.
Yes, I think so.
Some stage, you know, I mean, turn 1, it's very, very tight through turn 2. When everybody's, you know, lights out, we've got 20 cars trying to get through there. So we may see some of the people towards the back starting on the softs, trying to gain positions in the first couple of laps.
Well, we have Jake and Sam at the back, both very quick in their own ways, and I feel like they're going to want to try and get through the slower part of the pack early on.
So we'll see, and hopefully we'll see some mixed up strategies, which makes for an interesting race. What do you think about this track, Chris? You like Australia?
Sometimes.
When it's dry.
Yes. It can be a very good track for racing.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a very fast-flowing track, and there are some parts of it where the curbs will catch you out, and traction zones will spit you back out if you don't take them properly.
What? As the drivers set off on the formation lap. Drivers weaving about, trying to get some heat into the tyres.
And we've got Kiwi doing Tokyo Drift through Sector 1.
Say, what the? Kiwi's gone Ken Block on us to warm his tyres up. Unbelievable stuff. Oh, and that's nearly paid the ultimate price. Somehow tells me that might just calm things down a little.
So we have a McLaren that has stopped on track.
Interesting. I'll search through to. It's not. So it's Jake. He's up and away again. So
I believe it was Lewis. I think he spun and reset, and then quite a few cars had to back up and avoid contact.
As we just had a look at possible race strategies, I'd have to agree, 13 laps on the mediums around here and you're going to be feeling it.
Yeah.
Most certainly. They will be pushed to the limit, I would imagine, by 13 laps. See, they
won't feel great.
No, there's a huge drop-off, I find, as well. Once you sort of get beyond 25-30% wear on the mediums, there's then a sudden drop-off in grip. And if you can get through that little window and actually get the mediums to about 40% and get in a rhythm, it's not so bad then. But I think that initial drop-off is what catches drivers out. Like me. So the grid's lining up.
Drivers. Yep. We'll see what happens.
Tyres should be up to temperature, best they can be.
Let's get to telemetry and lap data turned on, shall we? All the drivers lined up on the grid. And it's lights out.
Lord, why is this camera on? Here we go.
We've got a very good run down to turn 1.
Yes, that.
Kiwi and Silo going side by side into turn 1, go through turn 2. Kiwi just gets the edge and stays ahead.
Made a good run though, did Silo. And we have positions gained already with Optics. Janet both gaining positions. Josh gets gained 2 positions. And
there's a lot to keep up with in the first sector.
Isn't there? And as you actually, as you said earlier, Sam Newton gained 3 places almost immediately, so showing his pace straight away.
Yep.
Yeah, there is.
We've got Lewis with a 3-second time penalty already for track limits.
Well, Kiwi seems to have got away well. CeeLo trailing. We've got the Alpine of Optics having a quick look there at CeeLo.
Ooh, and we've got Lewis right on the back of Extremis there, and he makes contact and has to go off to avoid a big incident.
And we'll have a quick look down through the field, and we have ghosted cars there in the middle of the field.
We do. We have one in P17 with El Chacal. We've got P18 with It's Your Boy Alfie. They're both ghosted.
Yep. At the moment, just watching Sheepers having a look down the inside of Lewis, who's dropped many places. And we have, I'll just quickly move across to Optics, who is chasing down Zero Dark. Seems to be very close as they go side by side. Oh, avoids contact. Good racing.
We've got we've got Sam and Jake making positions up right off the start. Sam up to P12 from 19th, and Jake up to P14.
Great start from the Mercedes. And the two Ferraris going very well in 11th and 10th.
Yep, we've got the two Haas up in 6th and 7th as well, setting the pace in the midfield.
So it's actually been a very good, very clean race start. Wonderful.
Yeah.
As everybody now tries to just settle in a bit of a rhythm, save a little bit of ERS.
Yep, the grid has been ironed out now. I think the drivers are starting to settle in.
Yeah.
Oh, and we have Clay with a kick out of the penultimate corner. He has spun. That's unlucky.
And he
I think it was just
drops down.
Just a case of traction, I think that was.
We'll just go and have a quick look. Yeah, unfortunately.
We've got Naismith gaining on the back of Optics here, going into turn 1.
Just to confirm with you, Chris, can you search through all these cars? You can control the...
Yeah, I can see all the cars perfectly.
Yes, but you can control it. Is that just down to me?
Yeah, I can control it.
Thank you. So I'm overwriting you, sat here, fiddling about.
What, sorry?
You're probably a bit more accustomed to navigating than I am.
Ooh, and we have Kiwi making a mistake in Sector 1, Silo capitalising and taking the lead.
Oh, and the the Aston Martin de Clay has let go again.
Oh no.
Hey, the lad's having an absolute mare.
Kiwi regaining P1 in the DRS zone in Sector 2,
Yeah.
and he has DRS going down to the penultimate corner as well.
Literally just joined the battle.
Silo right behind, but with a penalty to bear in mind, so he doesn't want to go risking too much.
Yeah, so maybe later in the race that's probably going to come into play for him.
It seems like Kiwi's having a bit of traction issue out of a lot of the slower corners.
Yeah, considering CeeLo as well, he's on the hard, so you would think at this stage of the race it would be Kiwi that had the advantage with grip.
Yeah. Oh, and we have a safety car. What has happened here?
Who is that? It's not...
I'm not seeing any cars stopped or any debris on track.
I'm seeing Clay the Monkey travelling very, very slowly in the Aston at the back of the grid, but has continued on his way.
I think he might just be managing his delta so he doesn't get a penalty.
Yeah.
Let's go along the cars and see if we have any damage. Yeah, that would be it. I see Lewis with no front wing. That has probably been left on track somewhere.
Yep, I see it. The McLaren missing a front wing, so he's had contact somewhere. So I'm assuming it's only Lewis who has received damage.
It looks like it.
It's unfortunately that way. So the question is, was it with another car, or did he have a moment and go off?
Well, the safety car is going to bunch everyone back up. This is definitely going to help the medium runners save a bit of life in their tyre.
And it would be interesting actually to see if anybody does pit. Obviously the McLaren will throw a new front wing, but if anybody
Let's go down the grid, shall we?
Anybody
we've got the Alpha, we've got the Haas of Casey Jennett coming into the pit.
We've got Lewis with 6 seconds of penalties as well.
The Mercedes of Zenix Josh into the pit.
As the drivers now probably are turning to alternative strategies.
And Sam Newton getting a track limits penalty whilst under safety car.
Yeah, that's it's always a danger. It's something I've fallen for myself, because unfortunately the car is moving so much slower. It turns in so much quicker, and you don't quite expect it. And sometimes you cut the apex. Too late. Track limits.
That's it. Put me in a 180-mile-an-hour car and I will drive better than I do in a 90.
Exactly. I'll DNF equally. So here we go. Everybody bunches up behind the safety car with the Alpha Tower leading Kiwi. In the Red
Just
Bull.
got the last of the stragglers catching up at the back. We've got Clay coming up to turn 3.
Yeah, we do have Lewis, who's gone on to the softs. It's a boy Alfie in the Alfa Romeo. He's gone on to the softs. And El Shakal in 14th in the Williams. 4-lap old softs.
I believe we will be staying out for one more lap under the safety car whilst the Aston of Clay catches back up.
So a disastrous start for Clay, but hopefully an early safety car, lap 5, might help him pull some places back. So who else have we got? We've got Joby up in 13th in the Alpha. 4-lap old mediums.
Let's see. Nothing has been said in the Discord, so I'd imagine it was just driver error rather than an incident. So we've got everyone bunched back up now. I'd assume this will be the last lap under the safety car and we'll be going racing again.
We will indeed. Trying to get the brakes. And the tyres up to temp. What would you have done, Chris? Lap 6, just if you don't mind me asking. If you'd have been on the mediums, would you have pitted? Or would you have carried on?
I probably would have carried on and hoped for a safety car further into the race.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Because if you pit
just
as
to
well,
try and stick to that one-stop strategy and go on to the hards, but
and also you're kind of losing out on the juicy bit of the tyre, aren't you? You know, where it's at its grippiest.
Exactly, yeah.
You're gonna miss that window, so you're not gonna get the full out of your tyre. So in the long run, it could cost you. But if it's in a safety car after lap 6, we've got to see another one.
Yeah.
So I'd have been so tempted there to put a set of softs on. It's just what track's positioning it so early in the race, the grid hasn't spread out quite as much, so you could end up losing track positions. Interesting.
We've got race control, safety car is in this lap, so we have Silo Dark backing the pack up and letting the safety car disappear into the distance.
Yep, he's now controlling the pace. Remember, no overtaking before the start line. So if you are trying to plan a move on that straight, you have to wait till after that point.
We have Casey Jennett with a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. I'd imagine he has just overtaken the ghost car so as not to lose himself some time.
Yep.
Let's see, and we've got Silo coming around the penultimate corner now. Let's see when he goes. Oh, and he has gone.
He has gone. Kiwi close. They've just done well actually. Kiwi's reacted very well to stay that close.
That full traction of Silo Dark helping him get away quickly out of the last corner.
Yeah, just watching optics there. Just had to defend for a moment against Naismith in the Aston as we just move down the grid. We've got Casey Jennett, 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings on track limits.
We've got the Mercedes of Xenex Josh and Clay the Monkey very close together at the back, just coming into turn 4 now. Lewis right behind those, and then it's your boy Alfie at the back. He is still ghosted, I don't think he's in the session.
I did just notice that myself, sorry, I was just actually following Sam Newton, who's now going well in the Mercedes.
He is.
Just as I look
We've got the
through...
3-second penalty though. He's going to have to manage that well and hope for no late safety cars.
Yep, which probably explains the hards, actually, I would imagine. And we have...
Oh, and Joby Rennie.
Oh, dear.
What has happened here? He's come out of the death chicane, and it looks like he might have just touched the curb a little too much.
Yep. And he's left it sorted as we do get Optics in the Alpine, dives into the pits. Oh, and Casey Jennett now has 8 seconds of penalties.
WR's Jake into the pit as well.
So we have plenty
and
of drivers.
The Williams of Parker.
Yeah, so it's at that sort of awkward time now, isn't it? 8 laps, you know, if you're on the mediums especially.
Yeah. Are you going to waste time staying out and trying to get a bit of distance?
That's exactly it, especially when you consider the hards. You're going to stay out, you know, you may as well stay out on the hards. So for whoever has started on the hards, might turn out to be a good strategy. Especially later in the race, you've got fresh set of mediums and softs to go at.
That's it. These early safety cars are definitely helping the hard runners preserve life in their tyre and keep them at the optimal position.
As the grid now, bunched up tightly again, yeah, the 2 ghost cars just causing chaos. There's always one. So, Optics doesn't have any penalties. He's come out on the hards. So, if Optics can have a good stint, you know, on the hards from here. Same with Jake Parker and the Williams as well. Their race really relies on a strong stint on the hards.
Yep.
Yeah, could they possibly stretch all the way to the end, then just go straight onto a new set of softs? That will probably be their strategy.
We've got the medium runners up in the top half of the grid with Drauger, Ruck, Extremist, Naismith and Kiwi still out. They haven't pitted yet.
Yeah, 7-lap-olds, mediums, so they're going to start feeling the timing. We've had 2 safety cars, so I suppose that's going to save you a little bit of tyre wear. Not going to be as much degradation as there might have been. So you've probably bought a couple of laps. You might be able to stretch the mediums out to sort of 15 laps. As Joby Rennie, unfortunately, has left the session.
That is unfortunate.
Get a beer, Joby. Chill out, lad. Watch the rest of the race. Had a smile on your face. No pressure, you see. It's nice. It's nice in this commentary box, isn't it, Chris?
It is. Very
no pressure.
Nice.
I'm not sweating. Usually by this point, I'm wet through. So, you know, this is the point the missus comes in and looks at me like, what on earth? But they just don't understand, you see. The pressure of league racing, it's real.
It feels good to be watching the carnage instead of being involved in it.
Oh, certainly does. Watching them struggle for traction looks difficult, actually. I must say, the track does look like it's struggling a little bit. Just needs to green up.
Yeah.
The safety cars haven't helped.
They haven't, no. Race control again. Safety car in this lap. So we will see Silo back the pack up again.
Yeah, I'll rejoin the leader. We'll see what happens when the safety car comes in.
I'm going to head down to Optics and Jake because they're both surrounded by ghosted cars.
In the Williams. Jake, 5-second penalty, ignoring the yellow flag.
I think they're just trying to work their way past the ghosted cars so as not to lose too much time.
Yeah, they're also very distracting.
They are, very.
Yep. Apparently Naismith should be having a nosebleed by around about now. 3rd place. 9 laps gone. He'll be twitching, will I, Naismith?
We've got Silo getting the pack back underway and racing again, going through turn 1. Seems like he's gained a healthy gap on Kiwi.
Yeah, he's got away very, very well. As we'll move down the grid.
Let's see what have we got down at the bottom. We've got Parker making his way through the ghosted cars.
Oh,
and he is passed.
Yep. And we have a Mercedes. Oh, nice move on the Haas. Xenix Josh getting past. What a lovely move.
Nice. Let's see who we have got very close together. Oh!
Now we have
another
safety car for this time. We have the ghosted Williams moving.
Let's see.
I
think it might have been what's happened to Parker here.
Parker in the Williams, it looks like.
It's just in the wall on the right hand side of the track there.
So we have another safety car.
We haven't got a VSC this time.
The virtual safety car. This is the point the drivers are thinking, oh god, not again.
It's telling me we have a VSC, but I see the safety car icon out on the track just through turn 2.
It's literally just changed.
Yes.
We now have a full safety car, as CeeLo just goes past the pit entrance as well.
The third safety car in 10 laps.
Oh dear. The boys are having a mare. As we look to see.
I think this is definitely going to jumble the pack up a bit with more cars deciding to pit now.
Yep. Just on pit exit, so we have a bunch of cars all exiting at the same time.
We still have Ruck up in P3 on the same set of mediums, 10 laps old now. He hasn't pit yet. I'd imagine he might have just gone past the pit lane before the safety car come out.
Yeah, so it's going to be very interesting now, because obviously you've got the front runners who are all on old tyres, used tyres, the top 4 all 10 laps old. And then from 9th down, we've got everybody on brand new. So, it depends on when the front 8 drivers want to pit. We may see some action from all the next 8 drivers behind them trying to get through.
We have got Optics in quite a good position at the moment. With the pack being backed up, he is only on 3 lap old hards. Everyone else in front of him putting a bit of wear into their tyre with the age.
He does have a 5-second penalty that he will have to remember.
I believe that was for overtaking a ghosted car on a safety car restart, so I'd imagine he'll be looking at getting that removed.
Okay. Who else? We've got Lewis. We've got Sam Newton with 3 seconds, Lewis with 6 seconds, Optics on 5 seconds, and Casey Janet in the Haas in 15th, also with 3 seconds.
We've got Kiwi out in P8 on fresh hards.
Yeah, so he's going to be flying at the end of the racing.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to be very hard to contain. As now we have Jake and McLaren deciding to come into the pits.
We do, and we have the ghosted car of it's your boy Alfie also pitting onto the hard compound tire.
Interesting. He's going to have to get a wriggle on and try and catch that pack up. So, what have we got? The 2 Ferraris seem to be all of a sudden very separated. They were quite close together for Mercedes are on for good points if they can hold formation.
They are. Xenix Josh claiming a P3 in the first race of the season last week. Good result. Sam Newton making his way up to 4th after starting rock bottom. He is on 11 lap old hards though, and with a penalty.
Now that you've mentioned that, I'll actually just quickly run through that. So we've got CeeLo Dark in the Alpha Tower. He's only gained 1 position. He obviously qualified 2nd. But Berg gains 6 laps. RNG Ruck in the Ferrari has gained 10 laps. Sam Newton gained, positions. Sam Newton 15 positions already. But we have some big losers out there also. Kiwi's lost 7 positions, but he's obviously just pitted onto new tyres, so he will get track position back at some point. And Clay the Monkey, unfortunately, he was also dropped 10 positions with a few early mistakes.
Safety car in again this lap. We'll be looking at getting underway very shortly. Silo creeping up to the penultimate corner. When is he going to go? And he has gone.
Yep, jumped.
Berg's losing a bit of traction out the final corner,
certainly has.
Holding on. Ferrari right behind him of Ruck on the 12-lap-old mediums, side by side into turn 1. Oh, and he just forces the Haas off track.
He does.
Ooh.
And he drops a lot of positions in the process, as he also
Mercedes capitalising though.
Yeah, well, as we have contact between the McLaren, Alpine and Haas.
We've got Sam Newton making a move on Ruck into turn 3. Ruck's definitely going to be feeling the effect of those old damaged mediums now.
Yeah, we have a bunch of cars here and all very close. Loads of action going on with the McLaren and the Alpine and the Mercedes.
We've got Lewis on those 8-lap-old softs trying to keep onto the back of Josh and stay in front of Optics. 4 cars battling through the death chicane.
Oh, he got too wide. Great action, lads.
Very clean, it's just what we like. Exactly. We have a very big pack of cars coming up to these final few corners.
I literally can't talk. We're watching.
We've got Kiwi taking it around the outside of the penultimate corner on Lewis. Oh, bit of contact. Kiwi loses traction a little bit.
As we also have Dragor in the Ferrari. Trying to defend against the Red Bull. As we have more contact.
Ruck and Zenex Josh coming together, going through turn 1 and 2, both leaving the track.
As I'll just creep to Optics as we still have this battle going on at the front between the Alpine and McLaren. Oh, he gets all out of shape.
Ooh, you got Naismith capitalising on Bergs, losing a bit of traction there. Up into P6. And his teammate right behind him on those mediums. Let's see, we've got Kiwi getting past Optics.
This is a hell of a battle. I'm noticing the McLaren of Lewis's ERS light is blinking, so he's obviously been using that overtake button to defend as much as he can as the Alpine gets the move. Gets the move.
Keeping it clean as well. That McLaren bouncing over the curb there. That could have ended badly.
Superb racing, as we also see Clay the Monkey trying to make a move in the Aston on his teammate. Whoa.
Ooh. DRS has been enabled. And we still have a fair few very close battles going on. So we'll see what happens over the next couple of laps.
With the 2 Astons and the McLaren, which is a great battle.
We've got the Extremist in P8 coming up onto the back of Clay, Lewis and Nay. Going into turn 3. Lewis still flashing, no ERS left.
As the Aston goes lovely round the outside.
We've got Lewis dropping a few places into P7. The Aston Martins of Naismith and Clay up into 5th and 6th respectively.
I'm just watching, I'm just sticking with the battle round 6th, 7th, 8th. It's all very, very close with the Extremist as he battles away with Lewis in the McLaren.
We've got Silo building himself a very nice gap out the front, currently sat at just over 3 seconds.
Yep, I've just joined the leader. Does look very,
damage limitation on his penalty.
Yeah, looks comfortable on the hards.
Yep.
However, we do have Sam Newton in second place. He also has a 3-second penalty. So you've got Optics in fourth with a 5-second penalty. So it should.
We've got
It's Kiwi
WRS taking 8th, with DRS onto the back of Extremist going down to turn 1. Not quite close enough.
It's definitely looking like advantage Kiwi at the moment.
Yep, he is sat in P3 with fresh hards and no penalties.
No penalties, that's such a huge bonus for him as Lewis.
I'd imagine he'll be praying for a late safety car to bunch the pack up.
Yeah. And Lewis as well, if I'm not mistaken, 11 lap olds off, so they'll be coming to the end of their life at any time now.
Yeah. And we've got Silo and Sam still sat at the front with 15 lap old hards. I'd imagine they'll start to feel a bit shaky right about now.
Yeah. Oh, and we have
the Haas of Bergs coming together with the McLaren of Lewis. They are both out of the session, and we have another safety car.
We do have another safety car.
Well, well, well.
Well, 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 again. As CeeLo dives into the pits. So does Sam will Kiwi, be right behind Optics, him. Yep, all the leaders coming in.
All chucking on a fresh set of mediums, by the looks of it. We've got Naismith staying out on his hards. They are currently 6 laps old.
Well, I would do the same thing. I mean, that's... Might not feel the benefits in, you know, come the end of the race, but on 6-lap hole, you know, you've got to stay out. 12 laps to go. Soft's probably not going to hang on that long, are they?
Nope. And the safety car is definitely going to help him with his tyre wear. And he doesn't have any penalties.
Yeah.
We'll see if his teammate Clay in the other Aston playing the team game and possibly holding everyone up.
Yeah, if they had radio comms, I'm pretty certain that would be the message. Clay, don't you let no one past.
We've got Jake sat in P3 on the mediums with no penalties as well.
Yep, as we are down to 15 runners.
Let's see what sort of penalties we're looking at. So we've got Clay in P2 with 3 seconds, Silo in P5 with 3 seconds, Sam in P6 with 3 seconds, Casey in P9 with 3 seconds as well, and then we've got Drauger down in P12 with 6 seconds of penalties, and behind him Sheepers with 3. So the penalties spread quite far out in the field.
Yeah, I think, like 6, maybe lap 26, 27, it could get very interesting in the end of this race.
Yeah.
Throughout the grid, really, with so many mix-up strategies and tyres and how that's going to affect the car in the last 2 laps.
Yep.
But at the moment, Aston on for a good finish.
They are. By the looks of it, they are the best positioned team. In the top 10, we've got 2 Astons, a McLaren, 2 Alpines, an AlphaTauri, a Mercedes, a Red Bull, and a Haas.
So looking at the Aston Martins, we've got Clay the Monkey, who has already had an unfortunate incident start of the race. Cost him
He did.
And he's got ahead of him
way back up.
Yeah, so he's got his teammate ahead of him, who you do not want to make any mistakes.
No.
It's Naismith. This is the race he could prove himself.
He's got it all to lose.
He could shut up all the doubters right here. Rooting for him. He was out this morning, 3 o'clock, pissing down rain, grafting. Let's see if he can get some rewards for his tough day with a good result.
He's in the perfect position to do it as well.
Don't spin. Don't spin.
Race control telling us safety car is in this lap.
We are nearly ready to rock and roll.
The top 4 cars all on aging tyres.
And then we have Silo Dark, who's obviously very quick, qualified very well, only 1 lap old mediums, so he's going to show good pace, won't have to stop again.
Yep. I think him and Sam will be trying to force their way through cleanly, obviously.
And then trying obviously to build a 3-second gap against any drivers that do not have a penalty.
Yep.
I.e. Jake, Extremist Whitey, Kiwi. He's looking strong for me, he's Kiwi.
Naismith has gone. He's got Clay right on his rear wing going into turn 1. Gets a good exit.
The Astons have got a very good getaway.
Half a second to Jake in McLaren in P3.
Oh, ready as... Oh, the Alpha Tauri was having just a quick look as he does. He tries to go around the outside. Oh, wheel to wheel. Bit of contact. Gives each other a lad. Oh, dear, that could have gone all wrong very, very quickly.
We've got the McLaren coming on the back on Silo as well. Sam forcing his way through there.
It was nearly a through comes Hamilton moment there for the Mercedes.
Those 8-lap old hards not helping the extremists there, with Kiwi, Sam and Silo all getting past them.
Yep, as we have a bustle of cars. All close.
We have Clay getting past Naismith.
Well, I still see the Astons 1 and 2. Jake. What he will be doing now is just trying to hang on to the back of Naismith, stay in that DRS zone, isn't it, for when the end of the next lap we should have DRS.
Now, if Naismith's teamwork is up to scratch, he'll be trying to back up the drivers as much as he can and let Clay get away to limit the effect his penalty has on himself.
Yep, well, Clay's literally just set the fastest lap of the race.
Nice.
R&D champ.
Let's see what we've got further down then. We've got Casey Jennett in the Haas and the Extremist in the Alpine quite close. The Alpine just getting on the grass a little bit there in sector 1.
Yeah, as Naismith's coming under attack by the McLaren. Oh, the side by side, the McLaren's going to get moved on here. There's a light blinking as well for Naismith, so he's out of ERS. And Jake gets the move done up into P2. Naismith drops to P3.
And now the McLaren can chase down Clay. He is in the DRS zone, and I think we have it enabled on this next lap.
Yep. So, Jake with no penalties. 1 lap newer tyres than Clay.
I fully expected this as well. Jake with immense pace, working his way through the grid, starting P18. And there we have it. DRS is enabled.
So this should help the drivers starting to get moves done. We'll have a quick look down the grid.
We've got a gaggle of cars coming up to turn 3 with Sam making the move on Naismith. Ooh, Kiwi right behind Naismith as well, nearly making contact.
Naismith already down into P5.
We have yellow flags in sector 1. I believe we have the Ferrari of Ruck and the Red Bull of Sheepers.
I did see some action again between those two actually a couple of laps ago. I was just keeping my eye on that. Well, in fact, this virtual safety car. Naismith
and Jake running wide.
Yeah, Naismith seems to be struggling now, and then 10-lap-old hards. We have another yellow flag in sector 3.
Looks like the AlphaTauri of Silo Dark got an illegal overtake and had to hand the position back. We've got Sam Newton falling down. He's
Oh,
ran
we have
wide at the
contact.
penultimate corner.
We just had, I could see a Red Bull actually there. I think that might have been Kiwi. Yes, as Kiwi dives in the pits, he's lost a front wing.
Oh.
So that's going to seriously, that's cost Kiwi massively.
It has indeed. We've got Sam falling down to P8 as well. He was running well.
So we got Clay the Monkey going well in P1.
Yep. He capitalised on all of the drama in Sector 3 and managed to regain the lead. Jake still with no penalties, hanging on to the back. Silo on those much fresher mediums compared to Clay, trying to get the move done here.
Yeah, he's got it done as well with DRS.
Clay's saving his ERS though, I reckon. He's going to use that to his advantage. He'll have DRS going down to this next corner. Oh no, Silo Dark managed to get DRS again. What have we got here?
We've got
Kiwi right on the back of El Chacal. He is still ghosted though, so that's not going to make too much of a difference.
Yeah, he'll be flying now with Kiwi. Yep, he's put a set of softs on. I would imagine you'll see fastest lap pop up very soon.
Yep.
Yeah, that's probably what he's done, and damage limitation with that incident towards the end. He's going to try and get an extra point for the fastest lap.
Definitely, and no penalties either, so if he can get close up to the midfield, he can use that to his advantage.
Unfortunately, has just incurred another penalty. He now has 6 seconds, along with Casey Jennett in fourth.
Jake in the prime position here. He is currently 2.2 off the back of Silo, but no penalties.
Them tyres are twice the age, so that's going to be interesting.
Let's see what we've got. We've got Xenix Josh within DRS range of Optics. Very little ERS to use to his advantage though. Optics is empty.
Yeah, as the Mercedes.
Xenix Josh going around the outside.
Oh, I must get track limits for that. He must have to hand the position back. That was very, very wild.
Very.
But
we've got Optics hanging on to the back of him though, not losing up too much.
No, looks like he might go for the attack in the DRS zone. Unfortunately, all the drivers now seem to be suffering with the ERS. Unless we've got
Drauger on the back of Extremist on half the age of tyres and on the better compound as well. Just losing traction a bit out the final corner.
Unfortunate, massive snap of oversteer.
Let's see what we've got further up. We've got Optics getting past Xenix Josh again.
Yep,
Xenix Josh staying on the back of him though.
I'm noticing Xenix Josh though, no flashing ERS for Xenix.
Optics also in a good position. No penalties and currently sat. Let's have a look. He's currently sat about 3.5 seconds off the back of Clay and P3. And with the 6-second penalties that Clay and Casey have occurred, Optics is on for a podium here. If he can just keep his pace.
And where? Optics. Yes, we qualified fourth.
We've got Xenix Josh just getting past.
No, was Clay the Monkey gets another penalty.
Wow. Okay.
Which is, in fact, you know, he might not be thinking.
He has just entered the pits.
Oh.
So we have Casey moving up into P3, Optics into P4. We've got yellow flags in Sector 3, and I believe that was Clay retiring in the pits.
Yep, that's correct. I'm seeing the same. Clay has retired in the pits as Naismith jumps into the pits with no front wing. So Naismith.
So we've got Kiwi sat in P11. Currently 1.4 seconds behind his teammate, who does have 9 seconds of penalties.
And Kiwi on them 3
penalties.
lap old softs, he's going to be flying.
His teammate has just let him past. Those penalties that other drivers have incurred in front of him, possibly helping him get back into the top 10. Jake just managing that gap to Silo, trying to keep it under 3 seconds.
I'm just going to have a little search through the drivers and have a check on the ERS, see which drivers have managed better.
We've got the Mercedes of Zenex Josh going deep into the penultimate corner there. Getting past Optics. Optics with DRS. And he just stays behind going into turn 1.
Whoa. That was close.
Very
DRS on
close.
again.
Mercedes just getting DRS on his teammate as well, helping him stay in front of the Alpine of Optics. What have we up here? Got Kiwi on the back of Rook.
Yeah, I'm just with this battle with Zenix Josh and Optics. Zenix Josh still has nearly 30% TRS, so he's in a good position actually to defend. So as soon as Optics hits that overtake button and the DRS, I think that's what he's going to try and defend the best he can.
Zenix Josh still getting DRS on his teammate though, which is helping him.
Absolutely.
This is a very similar situation as what we saw in Singapore with Sainz and Norris.
Yeah.
Trying to stay ahead of the 2 Mercedes.
In fact, this time it's teammates working together to do it, which is exactly how it should be.
Yep.
Yeah. Cheapers, another 3-second time penalty. We did mention this, didn't we, though, at the top of the race? That track limits would most certainly be a problem throughout this race, and it could determine the final standings.
We have got Drauger holding on to the back of the Extremist, staying in his DRS zone, but he does have 12 seconds of penalties to fight off. The Extremist flashing though, no ERS. He's down to 2%.
Yep. Just having a quick look at the leader, CeeLo Dog. Just cruising away with a 3-second gap.
He has got that gap up to over 3 seconds though. That might prove.
And his tyres are 5 laps younger than Jake in the McLaren.
Jake's definitely going to be feeling the effect of those 15-lap-old mediums now.
So this is going to be very close. You've got a 3.2 second gap, a 3-second penalty, and 2 laps to go.
We still have Optics hanging on to the back of those 2 Mercedes very well. Just managing his tyres, keeping it nice and clean.
And we have
Staying
Drago.
within their ranges of penalties.
Yeah, Drago's just incurred another penalty in the Ferrari, so he now has 15 seconds of penalties.
Okay.
Yeah, Joby tackle that. And we have Sheepers in the Red Bull who also has 15 seconds of penalties.
Wow.
Yeah.
So as it stands, we have Sam on 3 seconds of penalties, sandwiched between Casey and Zenix Josh, who both have 6.
Yeah,
We've got Optics right on the back of all of them.
The front wing to... Can't get any closer as this battle continues. No. It's going to go right to the checkered flag, isn't it?
This is benefiting Optics though, because he is staying within that 6-second range of Casey.
Most certainly,
so,
yeah.
Come the end of the race, he could jump all 3 of those.
And both drivers now. Yeah, Optics completely out of VRS.
Josh not in a much better position himself.
Goes for the move down the inside. Oh, and
contact.
I wasn't certain if it was contact or he actually got a bit of snap oversteer on the brakes. I couldn't really see it.
His front left just clipped the rear right of Zenix Josh, which gave him a little bit of a snap.
So they've done well to get out of that unscathed, really.
And we are on to the final lap. Silo making that gap bigger at the front.
Yeah, he's
4.2 seconds now.
streaking away. I'm just watching it because he's come up to a back marker, but it's only a ghosted car. As we go
Yeah,
to
that's not
see
going to worry him too much.
Kiwi in the Red Bull, making the move on Extremist on those soft tyres, tries to... Oh, God,
We have Jake
cheeky.
in the wall.
What? No, in the McLaren.
On the left-hand side of the track at Sector 1.
Has, on the last lap.
He was on for a great finish there in P2 with no penalties.
That's a disaster. It's nothing short of a disaster, as we've got the Ferrari here having a look.
This is benefiting Optics though. He is sat in P5 with no penalties. Still on... He has fallen quite a way back on the Mercedes, but not too much with their penalties to worry about. Casey picking up another 3 seconds.
Yeah. So Silo Dark in the tower. Now was a 12, nearly 13 second lead.
And he takes P1. He has won the race. We've got Casey crossing the line now in P2 provisionally. Where will that put him with his penalties though? Sam coming across P3, moves up to P2. Zenex, Josh, Optics jumping Casey and Josh to take P3. Kiwi just coming up to the line now to claim P6. We've got the last of the runners just crossing the line now. Sheepers claiming that final points position.
And poor old Naismith ends up nearly a minute off the lead. Well, thanks very much, Chris, for having me. That was an action-packed race. All sorts of stuff going on. As Sam Newton takes driver of the day. It certainly was. Unfortunate for some. It was a difficult race, really, wasn't it? A lot of incidents, probably traction related. Which a couple of the drivers did mention early on in the race that traction was bad. So
let's look at our final top 10 here then. We've got Silo P1, Sam Newton in P2 after starting 19th. Great drive from him. Optics finishing the podium spots. Then we've got Casey in 4th, Zenex Josh in 5th, Kiwi 6th after starting really well, qualifying P1. Getting caught out with the safety cars and a broken wing. Extremist in P7, Ruck P8, Naismith P9, and Drauger P10.
Yep. And Kiwi with a storming 119.6 for the fastest lap. Which was
almost a second quicker.
Yeah, that was obviously why he decided to dive in towards the end to get that extra point, which was great thinking from him.
Yep. Great race all around though. Some very good drives in there. Sam Newton getting driver of the day for gaining 18 positions.
Wow. Fully deserved.
Very.
And again, appreciation to all the drivers. It's from sitting here in comfort, actually, it's sometimes easy to forget just how difficult that is.
Yeah.
It is. When I first started league racing this, I would never have imagined it would be as difficult as it is to go wheel to wheel with all these lads that are as fast as they are, as consistent as they are. And that race, I thought displayed all of that. Brilliant.
Very good.
Right, Chris, I'm going to go and eat.
I don't blame you. That was good.
Yeah, thanks very much for having me. Cheers to all the lads. Thanks for your help, Chris. Very much enjoyed it.
Yep. No problem.
And we'll
be back again next week.
We certainly will. I look forward to it. See you all then.
See you later.
Bye bye. Good evening, Chris.